grab the bottle, give your car some flair. With Griot's garage, you'll always be prepared. Vinyl and rubber, gleaming like new. Ceramic gleam.
I used to see the streaks, the smudges, the grime. Thought my car's true beauty was lost in time. But then you came along in a bottle so divine. Griot silicone-free detailer, now you're mine. You're safe on every surface, from matte to satin sheen. A love so pure it keeps my finish clean. You're the mist of perfection, my streak-free delight. Lifting dust and fingerprints, you make it all right. Body shop safe, you're my final touch. Oh, silicone-free detailer, I love you so much. Bird droppings and pollen, they try to bring me down. But one gentle spray and they're not hanging around. For clay bar or cleanup, you're my silky glide. Griot's magic in a bottle, always by my side. No silicone residue, you leave nothing behind. Just high gloss brilliance, a love that's refined. You're the mist of perfection, my streak-free delight. Lifting dust and fingerprints, you make it all right. Body shop safe, you're my final touch. Oh, silicone-free detailer, I love you so much. You're safe on fresh paint, you're gentle yet strong. You work on clear coats, you've been there all along. Pollen, dirt, and smudges, oh, they don't stand a chance.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of Griot's Garage YouTube Live. I'm Nick,
I'm Sam.
And I'm Stevie.
and today we are going to talk about all the new items that we showed off at SEMA.
Yeah. Gave you guys a brief intro a month ago while we were at SEMA, and now we'll dive a little bit deeper and answer all your questions that we didn't get to see until after the SEMA event.
Yeah, we had a great SEMA, and it feels like we get a year until it goes again, and then all of a sudden it's on top of us, and we have to figure out what the heck we're gonna do, and we're unloading and panicking, but it went smooth for us. If you came by and said hi to us, I'm sure we don't remember that amongst the thousands of conversations. It also went by the fastest of any SEMA
Very
I've ever had.
fast, yeah. Very busy this year.
And once again, I got to see like no cars of great interest. Saw the fake Miata that everybody's talking about, but that's about it. And a million brodozers. But we had a good time. And holy baloney, it's the end of November and Thanksgiving's in a couple days. So
Christmas is like tomorrow.
yeah. So hopefully if you guys are saving up your shopping, we know what's going to go on Friday. We'll talk about that. But we're here to talk products to distract you from any anxiety you might have about your upcoming family festivities. I'm pretty mellow about mine. I don't have to do any cooking. I just do the cleaning and get to enjoy, and we get to spend some time with you all today.
Yes.
So we don't have any events. Holy baloney. We just did our last event of the year this past weekend down in Arizona. We've got a little bit of reprieve before we kick it back off again in 2025 with Barrett Jackson. We'll talk about that at a later date, but we got no events. That being said, we've got a great holiday coming up. Hopefully you do have some good family plans. And then on the back of that, you know, the great commercialized United States of America, Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and at Griot's Garage, we will be having some pretty big sales. So if you don't already get our emails or follow us on socials, now is a good time so that you're the first one that's aware. And if you're local to the Tacoma store, I know they are going to be doing some pretty incredible in-store specials. So if you have some time on Friday to escape anything that went sideways during Thanksgiving dinner and you want to come to Griot's Garage, we're going to be open.
Yeah.
We're going to have some good stuff.
I think we're one of the few places that is still doing a legitimate Black Friday sale and not just running a normal sale for 2 weeks prior to Black Friday.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't really want to call it like Black Week, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a good, wholesome week. Black Friday, I don't know where the name comes from, but it's supposed to be an event. It's supposed to be a day. Now it's like 2 weeks. Whatever. We're going to start on Friday. But if you get our emails, there might be a surprise.
Yeah, and to sweeten the pot for you guys, we have 5 sets, 5, not 10, 5 sets of all the new products that we will be giving away today. So about every 15 minutes or so, we'll announce a giveaway winner. So make sure you tune in until the end so you don't miss a chance to win an awesome suite of all of our new products. So do that one time a year. Some of them that aren't out yet, of course, will ship as they release. But there's a few that you'll get shipped right away, and then the others will come in as they arrive. Yeah,
We'll be good for them all, but they're all really close, which I think is one of the things that we did in a more disciplined manner at SEMA. Like, we get excited when a product's at a certain stage of development. Oh, it can be debuted at SEMA. I think we've learned our lesson. So all this stuff is inevitable, right?
Yep.
It actually is through stability, awaiting mass production, or being shipped to us. So all of these goods are essentially complete, and we just have specific launch dates, which we will go through as we talk about each of the products. But we're gonna go through all the products, answer all your questions. If you have questions, submit them. Again, we're gonna give stuff away. There's not a lot of rules to how we decide who gives things away, but participation is one. Any funny family stories, or like, I don't know, you blew up a turkey when you were deep frying it.
Yeah.
Hopefully your house didn't catch on fire. Your prized Corvette in the driveway was unharmed. But stuff like that, we're going to be looking for today. So I think we better just jump into some products and fire away, y'all.
Yeah, of course, don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and like Nick said, get active in the comments, as we will be picking the giveaways from the comment section. So be sure to ask your questions, tell your stories, your jokes, whatever you got for us today. And we'll go ahead and get rolling.
Yeah, so our first product we wanted to talk about, we got it here on the floor, but that does not mean it's unimportant. It's our Ultimate Wash Bucket 2.0. So I wanted to give a little backstory. This is really Sam's baby, but if you guys have been following Griot's Garage for a while, we've always had a unique wash bucket. Our Gen 1 Ultimate Wash Bucket was debuted when I was 18 years old. And I don't want to date myself too much more than you guys can already assume, but that was a long, long time ago. And we sold a ton of them. And still to this day, I've been using this type of bucket for almost every hand wash, and now as a support to my foaming wash processes, without a ton of issues. But we did have some issues that we knew we had to go back to the drawing board and improve upon. And the world's changed quite a bit. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was right around, it was post-internet, right? When I was in high school. But let's just say I had a flip phone, right? Didn't have a smartphone. So it's antiquated. So we reinvented it. And Sam, I think you got to do all the heavy lifting relative to what's so special about it.
Yeah, so if you're familiar with our existing wash bucket, of course the rectangle shape is associated with Griot's Garage, or unique to Griot's Garage. I think we're still the only ones with a rectangular shaped wash bucket, so we maintained that, as that's classic Griot's. But as you can probably tell, it's a little bit shorter and a little bit wider. So still the same 6-gallon capacity when completely full, but when a little shorter and wider to give you a lower center of gravity and make it less tippy when you have it on the casters full of water. The next big improvement is going to be the casters, in that you guys have been asking for lockable casters for quite a while. So these buckets will come optional with 2 locking casters and 2 standard swivel casters. These are all 3-inch casters that are actually threaded into the bottom of the bucket. So you can't really see it with the casters installed, but on the bottom there are brass threaded inserts that allow you to thread those casters in. So they're not going to fall out. That's been one of the big issues that we've had with our existing bucket. They're press fit casters, and over time you may have one drop out. If you don't notice that when you're carrying the bucket around, you'll end up tipping the bucket. Obviously not ideal. So big improvement there with those 3-inch locking casters. Again, the casters are an upgrade option for the bucket, just like how we currently sell it. And then one of the other big changes or feature improvements that we did was a removable divider. So this divider allows you to use a 2-bucket wash method with a single bucket. It's a dirt tight divider. It's not watertight. You don't really need it to be watertight, and then you're going to want soap on both sides of the bucket still. But that dirt tight divider is going to prevent dirt from transferring from one side of the bucket to the other. So you have labels at the top, dirty and clean, on the inside that are embossed there. So you have one side, you'll dunk your dirty mitt, rid it of all the abrasive grit, and then pick up clean suds from the opposite side before you go back to the paint. Standard 2-bucket wash method. But you can now do that with a single bucket, so reducing your footprint, saving space, preventing you from having to drag out more gear for your car wash. Still has removable grates in the bottom. It has 2 grates, obviously, because you have that divider splitting the center of the bucket. The grates still have the handy measuring cup on them. We've added volume indicators, so the full cup to the brim is 4 ounces, halfway up is 2 ounces. So you have easy measuring for whatever you're diluting in the bucket, whether it be a rinseless wash or a regular car wash soap. Another awesome optional accessory is the caddy. So if you guys have our existing bucket, you may have had issues with the tabs breaking for the shelf. So this setup removes that shelf altogether. There are no tabs to break on the interior of the bucket, and it gives you an optional caddy to keep all of your wheel brushes, boar's hair detail brushes, wash mitt, whatever, organized up out of the main reservoir, so you aren't digging around or fishing around in the water for those and losing them in the bottom of the bucket. You can also add water to this if you want to be able to rinse those items. And on the interior of the caddy has a little washboard feature here on the front side, so that you can agitate your brushes and wheel tools to get the grit contaminant out of them, to keep them cleaner as you're going through your job. Next up is the handle. So new and improved handle, much stronger at the connection pins as well as the corners, and the new handle has a much larger grip on it, so distributes the weight evenly across your hand when you're carrying around 50 pounds, 6 gallons of water, almost 50 pounds, so makes that a much more pleasurable experience. And then we will have a lid available as well. Don't have the lid out here right now, but it's a snap-on lid with an embossed logo. UV stable plastic, that was another big improvement, so this will not turn pink if you leave it outside. We don't recommend leaving it outside, of course. It's best to take it in the garage, rinse it out and whatnot, keep it in good condition. But if you do leave it out, it's not going to fade to pink and get brittle.
I leave it in my garage all the time. It's my little children that roll it out in the sun.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. And yeah, leave it out.
Keep this thing up high, away from grimy little hands.
Yep. And it'll be sold as the base bucket for $59.99, which that will include the grates, the divider, and the handle. And then you can upgrade it with the casters, the caddy, and the lid. Fully built out, it'll be $99.99, so under $100. A lot of value in that, being that you have the 2-bucket method functionality, really high quality setup. The grates are also press fit on the bottom, so you won't end up with them floating depending on what solution you have in there. And I think as we conclude the bucket, it's about time for our first giveaway.
Yeah, I also want to say one of the biggest things we did do with this one as we continue to look for opportunity to do this is we onshored it.
Yeah.
So this bucket will be made in the US, which is, you know, for everybody that is looking ahead at whatever happens in the world and anything that's imported, you know, we have generally tried to find partners that are capable of doing things to a higher standard as we seek to improve products that, you know, we get to reinvent. So we brought this thing home, which will be great. But it's a high quality piece.
Yeah,
so
made in the USA. Oh, you guys have been asking for more things made in the USA, so this is one of them, and a pretty big one. So improvements all around on the bucket, and a full redesign while still maintaining the classic rectangle Griot's Garage bucket shape. But very excited for the bucket. It'll be available March of 2025, so right in time for spring washing season.
Yeah, Cliff Wirtz asked, will you be accepting trade-ins of the original wash buckets for the new wash bucket? No, I think you're just gonna have to trade that other one down. It's not quite as much of a warranty replacement as the machines were when we did that kind of buyback program. So we did not plan for that, Clifford, sorry.
Yeah. Of course, if you have a warranty issue with your old bucket, you'll get credit towards a new one.
No question about that.
Busting your bucket does not count as a warranty issue.
Exactly, yeah. Don't throw it down the stairs on us, Clifford, all right? Legitimate manufacturer defect, we'll honor that. All right, so who did you all see somebody behind the scenes that you think is our first giveaway winner?
We've had a lot of good questions, but I think Enthusiast has asked a few about the bucket so far, if you guys want to touch on those.
Okay, well, Enthusiast, I guess you are our first winner.
I thought it was interesting. He asked, okay, so not watertight, too bad. It would be cool to use it as a wheel bucket and a wash bucket. And I think it would still be effective that way because you are keeping the grit and the contaminant separate. So that definitely is a use for this bucket.
Yeah, definitely.
I also think the caddy is substantial enough to hold enough water to rinse off wheel tools, right? Yep. So if you were to drop like an ounce of car wash soap or however you prefer to do your rinse bucket with your wheel tools, that caddy has enough volume that, you know, attached to the side of your washing bucket, you could keep your preferred wheel tools in there. No question, that's how I've used it so far. You know, my Easy Reach deep wheel barrel cleaning brush, you know, 3-finger mitt, you know, just I have an entire scrubbing brush. Those 3 tools are really what get me around the majority of my wheels. They all fit in the caddy with enough water to rinse them off. So I think that is another space. But it doesn't matter, Enthusiasts, you're going to get one as part of the whole package of all the SEMA products. So congratulations, happy Thanksgiving. And Christmas yet, but we're giving stuff away today.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We have any other questions before we move on? Possible to have 2 different shampoos on each side? I would think not.
Since it's not watertight, you're going to get some transfer. Although it's very little, you know, you could definitely dilute 2 different soaps if you wanted to. Don't see a huge need for that in typical wash scenarios, but yeah, you're going to get some, you know, seepage from one side to the other.
Yeah,
water.
And somebody is asking, you know, about the 2 different measuring cups on either side. No, you would not need to utilize both. Unless you had something that required, you know, 4 ounces for a 6-gallon fill, or, you know, so a pretty dilute car wash concentrate or any other product that would be that dilute. You know, you'd have the capacity to measure correctly using those cups. Simply part of the redundancy of the mold of those insets, we could offer the cup for both. So
reducing, you know, cost to you guys having the same mold for both sides. And also, depending on how you're filling it, I normally will take the divider out and just use 1 cup, but you could leave the divider in and do, you know, say you were using our Brilliant Finish and you were only filling 4 gallons total or 2 gallons on each side. Just fill each side to that 2-ounce mark, and then, you know, fill your bucket from there.
We had some questions about the adaptability of the caddy to existing, you know, Gen 1 users. I'm going to measure it out in real time. We'll kick it off.
Yeah, it will technically fit. It doesn't snap on quite as positively as the new bucket, but it will fit. The thing that you want to be careful with on the existing bucket with that caddy is if you're using water in it.
We'll get a little top heavy.
Since that bucket, the existing bucket is narrower, it can get a little more tippy if you have the caddy full of water while it's on there. And you don't have the same like tactile snap that you'll have onto the lip of the new bucket.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably the biggest concern. Just as you mentioned, kind of the snap and deliberate dimensions. You got a little play as I put it on our Gen 1 bucket, but it definitely hangs on there, and then it's just a matter of, as you mentioned, if you've got a full fill on the bucket, a little bit of angle, you'll probably proceed with caution. But it can definitely hold stuff, right? I mean, you can definitely put stuff in there.
Tools and whatnot.
All right, so let's keep moving because we got a lot of ground to cover, and we'll keep coming back as more questions come through. But so far, so good, guys. You guys are throwing a bunch at us. Somebody asked if I just got braces. I've had braces for a while. Maybe I've been very discreet about them, but not for that much longer, thank goodness. Nothing quite like having braces when you're approaching 40. Although most people don't notice, so thanks a lot, dude. All right, ceramic, vinyl, and rubber protectant. So one of our newest additions to the ceramic family, quite frankly, I think I said this at SEMA to a couple people that are asking, I think I don't know how many more utilities we have for our ceramic protection. So we're pretty well covered, but if you've used our ceramic products, I think you know what to expect. So ceramic, vinyl, and rubber protectant, really a product that was designed primarily with interior materials in mind. So going to be a little lower viscosity than something like our ceramic tire dressing that kind of comes out and is a little more, little thicker, right? Going to have to stand up to actually elements and exposure. With the same core purpose of UV protection, enhancement, and restoration on those interior vinyls and plastics that are prone to change color, dull over time. I think one of the things I am most happy with relative to this product is that there's an enhancement, but it is not an obnoxious one.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. If you're familiar with our standard vinyl and rubber dressing, I would think of the finish of this as standard VNR plus. It's have a little more of a richness to it, a little more, slightly more satin, not quite as matte as the existing VNR, but like Nick said, it's on the light side. It's not something that you put it on, you're like, wow, you can obviously tell something is on that surface. It looks pretty OEM with just a touch of enhancement, self-leveling ability, which makes it really easy to apply, especially if you're doing big dash panels, door panels.
My whole interior on my Bronco, I had the roof off my Bronco, which is all plastic, and then the seat surfaces are marine grade vinyl. When we were benchmarking against the competitive set, I was very upset with you guys for the streaky mess that was left on one side of my car, but then very happy to find out that wasn't ours.
That's always
but
good.
I put that one to the test, so that was pretty crazy.
That one's available now, so you can currently get that one on our website. May or may not be included in one of the Black Friday sales that's coming up as well.
I'll be available in 22s and a gallon. The 22 is going to retail for $19.99. The gallon will be $79.99. That is live on the website right now. Once again, if you're saving up an order for some Griot's products and you want to try this new product, this one is available, and Black Friday is right around the corner. So sign up for our emails, follow us on social. We did get a question about durability on kind of non-abraded interior surfaces. We're observing about 3 months. I mean, we're talking about flat, high light attracting areas. My wife's car has a very kind of like rubbery, almost vinyl dash pad. and it's a very matte finish, so I definitely was able to notice the enhancement. And then some of the hot spots, right, where she parks the car every day or how the sun hits our house, those were the first areas where I noticed one, oh, thank God I had that on there, but they also kind of were the first to break through relative to, okay, it's time to reapply.
Yep.
But this is not a weekly chore. I did not notice any abnormal dust attraction as well. So this one's been put through the ringer with some real world testing, very confident in it. And then while interior application was the main design, we also definitely would advocate for its use on exterior surfaces as well. It's a really, really nice, subtle finish, almost like, I'd say probably the least impactful relative to changing the look of the tire.
Like the factory appearance of it.
Yeah, it really does just like a very subtle, clean black tire. There's absolutely, I don't know why the difference between the two materials, probably just because the rubber for tires is that much more porous, but it really finishes nice and flat on tires. And then with exterior trim, again, if you're seeking restoration qualities, you're gonna get a nice true black on those harder trim surfaces or exterior rubbers, on your windows, your weather stripping and things like that. I like it on the exterior.
Same,
It's definitely less durable on the exterior than our ceramic trim restorer, but in a pinch, it's a great option.
Yeah, and fills a void because we didn't, we had our standard vinyl rubber dressing. That one's water-based and it will not hold up well on an exterior surface, especially if it gets hit with rain and out in the elements. So this is a great solution for that scenario where you want a good multi-purpose dressing that's going to hold up on exterior as well as interior. Really shines on those broad, large interior surfaces, shines in terms of performs well, doesn't produce a shiny finish. Dries to the touch also, so that's like Nick said, doesn't attract dust, and you won't get any residues on your hands or clothing on surfaces that you've applied it to. So really great all around, all-purpose dressing and protectant. We did have a couple good questions about, one about what kind of prep should you do prior. I think he asked specifically about interior. Interior cleaner, our APC at, I think it's 20-1. Any of those options are going to be sufficient. If the surface isn't dirty, even if it has a light amount of dust, I would say you could probably go straight to it as well. The other question was, can it be used as a cleaner? Technically, no. It would be limited to like light dust. Say you've recently detailed the interior and you want to go over surfaces and it's been a week or two. You've got a little bit of dust. That's going to be fine to wipe up with it, but you don't want to use it for any focused cleaning or intensive cleaning.
I'd say if your interior is largely clean and you wanted to go straight to application, at the very least use like one of our microfiber dusters, one of which we'll show off today.
Yeah.
Or like one of your grabbier towels, just to grab anything that could, when you're working it into that surface, just be moved around. If you're talking about a 3-month treatment, I think it's always worth just a little bit more prep time to be absolutely certain, but I don't think the negative effects would be, catastrophic by any means.
No, and exterior surfaces, rubber prep's a good solution. APC, all those are more than enough to prep the surface for it.
Yeah.
And on exterior, as far as durability, it's really going to depend on the environment that the vehicle's seeing, but I would say you're still going to be in that 2 to 3 month range for exterior durability. Being that this doesn't enhance as much as ceramic tire dressing or ceramic trim restore, you may not see the difference in that 2 to 3 month period, but you should see it in terms of protection.
Yeah, you'd notice it if you were washing your car weekly and going over your wheel and tire set. I think that's like, where I know that ceramic tire dressing is there, and much like this same, you'd get some visual indication of, oh, just a high pressure rinse on my tires is actually all I needed, because that dirt that I was seeing was just on top of the dressing.
Yep.
And you'll see some hydrophobic properties, but ultimately, we had another question from Rachel drives clean cars. What's up, Rachel? It's been a while since I've been on a live, so all the old familiars are coming streaming back to me. But really, as Sam mentioned, Trim Restore is definitely going to be a darker, more restoration-based product.
Yeah, more restorative.
This will give you enhancement, and at its baseline, as we had another gentleman ask in the questions, UV protection is really what you're seeking out of this. So if you're in a pinch and wanted to spray it on a larger surface on your exterior to get UV protection, no doubt you could do that. Always test a small inconspicuous area first, but I mean, this is not something that's going to absolutely mar your any finish that it's not perfectly compatible with.
No,
I mean, you are not, slobbing Vaseline on anything with this product.
No.
Yeah, we don't have any products like that, but
yeah. John Lawrence asked, will it work on my truck bed vinyl tonneau cover better than the current vinyl and rubber product? Yes, definitely. Great for vinyl tonneau covers, vinyl tops on old classic vehicles. Going to be much better suited for that type of surface on the exterior than our current vinyl and rubber dressing.
Yeah, if you like the Lincoln that we actually featured in a couple of our product video for this, it has a vinyl kind of Lando cover. It's it's part of the permanent structure of the roof, but that would be an ideal spot for that because on those vintage cars, I'm really seeking preservation. I'm not seeking any enhancement, and that's really what we've held our head up high relative to our standard VNR. Like it's a contour finish.
Yep.
Right. So that's really what I've observed with this product in most exterior uses. If you like the way your product looks or your material looks, you just want UV protection so it stays that way, this is a great option.
Yeah. Perfect for newer vehicles and stuff that's in good shape.
Yeah, and somebody did ask about floor mats. Guess whose floor mats got tested for this application? They were mine. I'm quite a careful driver, even more so with 3 screaming kids in the back. But we definitely didn't design it with the concept of a floor mat dressing in mind. But for your passenger areas, if you wanted that enhancement, definitely not going to create like a liability. But again, given conditions, bringing water in, I would say that that's probably best to avoid it. But if you were restoring something for sale, sure, that'd be a great product for that. It wouldn't make them look strange, but it was not designed for that specific purpose.
Yeah, one of those surfaces that you always want to test for safety regardless of what you're putting on it, since your feet that are engaging with your pedals are also engaging with the mat underneath them. Don't want any slippage there.
Yeah.
I think it's already time for another giveaway.
Holy baloney.
That's amazing.
Dude, we're going, really? This seems fast. All right.
Hey.
I'm not the timekeeper.
Yeah, they're telling us
All right, well, you guys have to pick because we've been busy. All right, we'll leave it up to the girls behind the screen to pick some winners. But I mean, you guys are firing away. This is awesome.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, it's
As
great
always.
that I mean it feels good to be back in this setting. Speaking of, we are going to end the year with our last YouTube Live featuring Santa and the Elf. If this is your first time to one of our lives, that one is probably the least amount of detailing questions that we get all year long. But Santa, if you've gotten our catalog recently or follow us on social media, my dad, Richard Griot, who started the business, he still won't give that role up as much as he is retired. He might have the body type that's better for it. Love you, Dad. And he's got the salt and pepper, if not bleach white. He still does have hair, so I'm grateful for that. But
Always a good sign.
He'll be joining us. It'll just be me and him, a little fireside chat, and that's where really you get to ask him. He's been in business for his entire career. I've learned a lot from him, but you guys can ask him anything you want about Griot's Garage, and he's extremely generous in that one. And that will be Wednesday, December 18th will be our next live. So you don't want to miss that one. Santa is usually very generous, much to the chagrin of our accounting team.
One good question about the ceramic VNR was how long does it take to set up? One of the best things about that product is how user-friendly it is in application. Very easy to do. There's not really any setup time per se that you like have to abide by, but I would say about 5 to 10 minutes to get it dry to the touch and get the self-leveling benefit from it. When we say self-leveling, that's meaning like if you apply it with, say, a blue detail sponge and you don't spread it perfectly even, you have some high spots or some light streaks, those will level out in that 5 to 10 minute period. It's going to depend on temperature, 10 plus if you're doing it in a cold environment, closer 5 to 10 if you're in a room temp 65 to 70 degree garage.
All right, we chose Greg because we haven't seen him around before, and he asked a good question. He asked if the ceramic, vinyl, and rubber could be used on a convertible top. We had a few people asking that.
Nice. Greg, is that all? Just Greg or?
Greg Siebold.
Greg Siebold, all right.
Yeah, it looks like you might have a few more to sort through. It gets to catch up. We still got to have a couple more giveaways before we get to the end of the show. We got to keep moving.
Yeah, and if you win, email us at winners@griotsgarage.com. If you're new here or you're not new here and you've just been slacking on subscribing, make sure you get down there, hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, helps us out a lot, and don't forget the notifications so you don't miss any future live events.
Yeah, and again, Black Friday and Cyber Monday right around the corner. We'll have great sales for both of them. And in particular, if you're local to Tacoma, I know that the store has some freedom to do a little bit more than we can do nationwide. So sign up for our emails, follow us on social media, Instagram and Facebook in particular, to be the first to know what's going on. We're going to have a great sale. And we did have some questions about availability. So as we're introducing the products, we want to be sure that we let you know when they're available. The Ultimate Wash Bucket 2.0 won't be available until March of 25. We're hoping to beat that. But at the same time, that's probably going to be the last product to come live. These are the first to come out of our mold, so we have a little refinement until we go into mass production, but it's being built here in the US, so we might save some time. But that's the longest tail for any of these products that are being launched. The ceramic, vinyl, and rubber dressing is live right now, so if you're loading up your cart for a Black Friday purchase, you can put this one in your cart. The rest of them are going to be pretty close behind that, and we should probably keep moving to the next one, which is Rinseless Wash.
Rinseless Wash.
So if you've been a fan of Griot's Garage for some time, you'll know that we did previously offer a protection-free rinseless wash, our Brilliant Finish rinseless wash. And we thought, man, there's been a lot of motion in that space, and we're going to have to update that formula. In particular, it was a little too dilute relative to the competitive set. But it was fantastic, right? That we did have a secondary dilution that we can make with it, whereas the competitive set had 3, sometimes 4 dilutions. So it was really expanding the utility of what is a really excellent reduced water washing method that is, without a doubt, safer than a waterless car washing solution, utilized by many professionals. And currently we have our Rinseless Wash and Wax, which is kind of our carnauba and polymer-based product, extremely concentrate, but not really, the appropriate product to use if you're featuring or if your car has a ceramic base layer, right? You don't want to mask the hydrophobics of a ceramic coating, or even our ceramic products with a carnauba polymer mix, change the way water behaves on your paint, confuse you. Or pay for that premium carnauba edition. Likewise, we have a ceramic rinseless that if you do not have a ceramic protection, or you don't want to, again, pay the premium for that ingredient, we were without a protection-free rinseless product. So we went back to the drawing board, we re-looked at the competitive set, and our current rinseless that will launch in early 25, February is our goal for that, is going to be a true protection-free, professional-grade rinseless product.
Yeah, awesome product, tons of utility. You can dilute it 1 ounce per 2 gallons of water as a traditional rinseless in a bucket. You can dilute it 32 to 1 so 32 ounces of water, 1 ounce of concentrate for waterless car washing, and then you can dilute it 64 to 1, 64 ounces of water to 1 ounce of concentrate for quick detailing, clay lubricant. For the detailing side, we've actually tested it quite a bit on interior as well as exterior, and it's a great solution for hard surfaces on your interior as well. So lots of utility there. And then if you're doing a standard traditional hose and bucket wash or a foaming wash where you have soap diluted in a bucket, you can also add 1 ounce per gallon to your bucket solution to act as a water softener. So keep in mind that's only going to soften the water that's in your bucket, not what you're spraying out of your hose. However, it's a great way to help reduce spotting if that's something you have a problem with your bucket water. So 4 alternative uses. 4
dilutions versus what really was largely suggested as 1 with our previous formula. The other thing too, we have a secondary bottle that we're going to sell that if you've used any of our secondary or dilution bottles, really easy to follow instructions just depending upon the strength of the dilution that you would want to deliver versus 32 to 1 versus 64 to 1. So if you've used our APC or our standard Rinseless wash and wax bottle, we'll have those with handy check boxes on the back so you know which one you're using. And it dilutes down to a very nice bluish. It's got a very pleasant, we'll go berry-ish scent. You can always count on us to have a great smelling product. And then polymer-based product, right? So those polymers are meant to grab, emulsify anything that is in the water or on your paint surface and rinse out of your wash tool very easily. So really, we had a refreshed competitive set to look at. With some really strong products that are getting rave reviews. So that's what we were comping it to. And I think we put out a really, really good formula.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it was Manganita, who's actually our next winner, is what the behind the scenes folks are telling me, asked what makes it different or what makes it stand out from the rest. And I think, Nick just hit one, the cleaning ability, and then the lubricity and how well it cleans soiling off of your towel or your wash tool are what I would say are the 3 big differentiators. And the smell. It smells far better than some of the others out there, in my opinion.
And that, as we've spoken about many times before, putting fragrance into a highly effective formula usually throws a wrench in all the gears. So to marry it all together, that's our job, and we're stubborn. We're sticking to that. I think it's an excellent product. And again, with the advent of ceramic protections, a lot of people just want a core utilitarian rinseless wash that will be compatible with whatever protection they use and don't want to pay the premium for a specific protection package within it. And so they're seeking just utility. We had somebody ask, can you use it in cold weather? Ideal, right? I mean, this is the best product for indoor garage washing during the winter when you're picking up heavy soiling and you desperately want to put water and wash your car, but your hands are going to freeze off. This is a great option for it. Is it compatible with ceramic coated cars? Yes, it's ideal, right? Because you aren't changing any water effect or hydrophobics that you paid for that ceramic to provide. And most, ceramics are going to be durable enough, and you're going to see them kind of jump back to life once anything that's on top of them in above surface and contaminants is removed. So this is where these are so critical to the protection world that we live in right now, where so many people have ceramic protection on the vehicles that get dirty the most, which are the ones that they're using the most.
And being that it doesn't have any protection, it's a great way to prep. If you're a detailer and you use a lot of rinseless washes to prep vehicles that you're going into subsequent processes on, this isn't going to put anything on that may interfere with any later processes you're doing.
Yeah, that's a great question from Mario too. Is it safe for use on matte finishes? Ideal, right? We're not putting anything on the paint that's going to change it. And then we had another, I think, enthusiast asked, our previous formula, was present on some retail shelves. One of the things I will tell you, Rinseless is not a concept that plays in that space.
No,
We had to be the
unfortunately.
ones to find that out. We did have a partner in Pet Boys when that existed that took a chance on that concept. It does not translate very well. So unfortunately, I don't think that really has a lot of utility in that space. It's just a bridge too far for some of our, I guess, the broad swath of customers that are out there that walk into retail stores to understand what we're selling there. So
Yeah.
this one is, we're not taking it there. It won't be available on your shelf unless you buy from a detail distributor that's one of our partners. You're going to be buying it from Griot's Garage or our typical sales channels, but probably not a auto retail shelf.
Yeah, it's a great product. We're really excited about that one. Benchmarked it against the best in that space.
You probably know them all if you're living in the YouTube space. Their
Yeah.
names are out there. We didn't go, look at the low-hanging fruit and
No.
engineer to that, guys. Come on, that's not what we do.
It's easy to beat that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's excellent formula. Tons of utility. Definitely a great one. I would say even if you don't regularly use rinseless washes, it's a phenomenal product to have in your arsenal for the situations that you're like, man, it's too cold. I don't want to wash my car outside, or it's raining, or I've just got some spot treatment that I want to do. Whatever it may be, great solution.
Yeah, I mean, we're having a lot of questions that are right around all of the ideal utility. Classic cars, yes. Cars with rust that you want to avoid areas to put too much water on them, yes. I mean, my 63 Lincoln, it doesn't have weather stripping. I'm not putting a hose on that thing. All right? That's going to be way too big of a pain in the ass. I think Rinseless is the only thing that has touched that car since it was finished, like 7 years ago. So those classic cars are a perfect use case for a safer washing methodology like Rinseless, which we say safer because more water is used than, say, a waterless wash or a detail spray. So if you do get that classic car like a little more heavily soiled, I'd always opt for more water than less. But Rinseless kind of is that happy medium for a non-watertight classic car.
Yeah, definitely. Stevie?
Yeah, I just wanted to check. Sorry, I've been keeping up with the questions. Did you guys already talk about the water softening capabilities?
We
as
did,
well?
yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
And-
That was the question.
We had a couple questions about price. So the Rinseless, again, I think it's pretty competitively priced. It's $19.99 for a 35-ounce bottle, which is right in line with the competitive set, if not more competitive. And again, we're speaking to the utility and how much you're going to use this product. We'll also sell a gallon at $49.99, and then the secondary bottle with sprayer is going to be $5.99. So if you're just using it in bucket, you're never going to need that secondary bottle. But if you're trying to do rinseless and you have a heavily soiled area of the car, you can always mix up a higher dilution ratio in your spray bottle and do some pre-soaking with that same solution. That way you just get that much more liquid on your dirtiest areas to increase the safety of that washing process.
Yeah, great way to go. I think time for another giveaway winner. You guys have one back there? No?
Whatever pulls your heart.
All right, well,
come
girls are
on.
still in control of this, and we're very excited to give things away. I think, being on our side of the fence, like, we're seeing this, like, scroll up like a Costco or CVS receipt, okay? So
Yeah.
you guys are firing away way too fast for us to keep track of it all. But we're trying to do a couple jobs here, guys. So we're gonna rely on our infrastructure to give away the goods. And we are very excited to do so. We love being generous.
Yes. And of course, if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, hit the notification bell, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah. What Leah asked, what product to use with the rinseless wash. I mean, you need something to hold the concentrate. So a bucket, our collapsible silicone bucket's great.
Yep.
Throw that in the trunk for a road trip. It's a great way to wash your car safely. Then also really just like a high nap microfiber towel, such as our plush edgeless towels or our ultra plush edgeless towels, or our microfiber wash cloths are a great way. Those are even more material, can hold more liquid. But really that's it. You can use wash mitts as well. But yeah, safe washing tool with a lot of nap to pull that dirt away from the surface, and a bucket to mix it all up in. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, Maybe a PFM towel to
Yeah.
dry it off.
Oh, you're correct. Yeah,
afterwards,
some dry towel to pair with that to wipe up what will be the excess emulsified liquid that's sitting on your paint after you've kind of done your cleaning swipe. If you haven't ever done a rinseless wash, we do have a live that features low water and winter washing, where rinseless wash instruction is heavily featured. So I recommend you check that out.
Yeah, not going to go too far into the process today, but plenty out there to show you how to do it. Very easy, very simple. So really, really good approach.
Yeah, Leah also asked if it was safe for use on boats, and I think that she should be our winner.
Yeah, any vehicle, boats, motorcycles, pretty much anything.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, I know we even have customers that use it on like hardwood floors and stuff like that. It's a great solution for all sorts of cleaning tasks. But yeah, excellent on a boat, inside and out.
Yeah, and if you're just joining us, remember Black Friday, this Friday, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Right after Thanksgiving.
Still hitting me over
And
the
then
head.
Cyber Monday. So sign up for our emails, follow us on social media, and you'll be the first to know what's going well. And then we will have some in-store specials if you're local here to Tacoma. So look out for those as well.
Yes, sir. All right, next up we have our Boss Ceramic All-in-One. Been a while since we've added anything to the Boss polishing line of products. So Boss Ceramic All-in-One. A lot of you are probably wondering, well, what's different than standard ceramic all-in-one? As all of the Boss products or liquids are, they're really elevated in terms of chemistry to be the absolute best, highest performing product when it comes to long throw polishing specifically, but really any type of machine polishing. Boss Ceramic All-in-One is going to give you comparable protection to our existing ceramic all-in-one, but it's going to give you a heavier, faster cut. I would think of it almost like correcting cream with ceramic protection added. So very capable product, capable of removing 3,000 grit sand scratches and pretty much any finish. Finishes down to a very, very nice finish even in plain black, and provides you that durable ceramic protection like what you're used to with the basic ceramic all-in-one, but going to be higher lubricity, longer working time, more resistant to the heat that a long throw orbital puts out, and just a more refined abrasive at a higher content in that product. So really ceramic all-in-one, amped up to give you that better polishing and defect removal performance.
Yeah, and the ceramic all-in-one standard is not going away, right?
No.
That's ideal for light hand touch-ups and our standard bearers, the G9 and G8. I will say I was using our ceramic all-in-one at a pretty high speed on a low-profile pad, and I experienced the one thing that limited that product's utility relative to long throws, which was because I had so much energy with that low profile pad and that high speed, I was seeing the protection package bond a little prematurely, right? It was just giving me like a little foggy look that didn't concern me. All I knew I had to do was slow the speed down or get a softer pad and went right away. But if you have, one of the biggest things that I talked to a couple of the pro guys that asked me about this product was, if you have customers that want a premium finish, that don't want a Carnauba wax protection package, that you want to send away with a 6+ month protection, but you want to save time on your correction process, this truly will save your customer money and save you time while still being able to offer an excellent ceramic protection as your last step. So as you mentioned, the temperature resistance, the abrasive blend to be able to chase deeper defects, and then where does it fit in a professional's arsenal? It's for that guy that's right below the $2,000+ 40 hours of correction, high solids coating, detail job. So that's still probably $500 to $750.
Oh yeah.
And you better finish with something that's got some protection, otherwise they're coming back saying, hey, what'd you do on paint?
Yeah.
So it cuts the mustard there.
Yeah, also great as a second step, to a more aggressive step. Again, if you want to go from 3 steps down to 2 and not have to come back and apply a strict protection product to the paint afterwards, you could say go like fast correcting cream and a microfiber pad as your first step, cut out the heavy stuff quickly, and then finish with this on, say, an orange foam pad. Has a ton of capability or versatility when you get into pad flexing as well. So, like Nick mentioned, if you're using it as a true all-in-one, you want to just do a single step, orange pad's going to be your best starting point. You can use it as a heavier cutting product if you need to, but still all-in-one, still a single step. Say you're working on a gray or silver finish, and you're not going to see any haze. You could use it with a microfiber pad as a single step, and then also as that last step product if you're using it with an orange or yellow foam, or even a black foam pad in a really soft finish. It's going to get you to that 100%. Finishes down very nicely, no haze, and yeah, it's really high performing on long throw tools.
Yeah, we had a couple questions about durability relative to ceramic all-in-one. They're going to be extremely comparable in terms of their protection package. A couple people are asking, can we layer? We've always recommended since we launched ceramic all-in-one that the best way to layer ceramic all-in-one is probably with another ceramic-esque product. So our ceramic 3-in-1 wax is definitely one of those products. Ceramic Speed Shine could be put on top of that after 12 to 24 hour cure to get an additional durability and an enhancement of that. But really, again, the risk with those higher heat, longer throw orbitals with an all-in-one product is that you introduce so much temperature that you get a premature bond of your protection package, which could limit durability, which is what we're trying to avoid. But ultimately, with that higher temperature tolerance for those longer throw tools, you're going to get the best of both worlds, and that's something that with most all-in-one polishes, you try and strike the balance. We did have somebody ask if they're rotary usable. If you're going to use it on a rotary, it'd have to be with a foam pad and very, very low speed. If you introduce any temperature via rotary, that's not really what we designed them for, but a skilled hand in the right foam, low enough speed, you could probably get good results with it. But
yeah, it's a little thin to use on a rotary. It's going to be tough to control sling.
Yeah, it could work, right?
Yeah,
it's not ideal for it,
Yeah.
but in most cases, the way you traditionally use a rotary for those heavy cuts and refinishing, again, as you trade down to less temperature generating, pad surfaces, maybe there's a space for it, but not what it was designed to do, for sure.
Yeah. And if I was going to recommend a single pad, a lot of you are asking about what pad do you recommend. A single pad to use with this to get the all-in-one functionality. The orange pad is probably going to be the best starting point or the most commonly reached for pad to combine with this product. However, like I said, you can pad flex depending on the situation that you're up against, whether it be using it as a last step product to get a really nice finish, or if you want to get a little more cut out of it and aren't as concerned with finish, you could even pair it with a microfiber pad. So lots of versatility with the pad flexing and how you want that product to perform based on what type of surface you're working on, what your intended results are, and so on.
Yeah. Why is the bottle not green? We deemed this product worthy of our Boss line of polishes, which speaks to, one, its correction capability, two, the Boss line of long throw orbitals that it's designed to be utilized on. Wanted to be sure, too, to cover availability and pricing. So it will be available in February of 25, so right around the corner.
Yep.
Again, these are SEMA launch products, so we're still kind of capturing that news cycle, letting you all know a little bit more in depth about these products. And then pricing is going to be $29.99 for a pint, and then $169.99 if you find an industrious application for a gallon. All right.
All right, it's time for another giveaway. I have prematurely selected LT1 Bill because he's been firing amazing questions this whole time.
Nice.
But he was asking, one of the ones he had about Boss Ceramic All-in-One was whether it was safe on all paint types, including matte and satin finishes.
No, it contains an abrasive, so it is not safe on matte or satin finishes. Any product that contains abrasive will add gloss or change the appearance of a matte or satin. I've had really good luck with our ceramic 3-in-1 wax, the spray on matte surfaces. Of course, anything that you put on matte, test it in a small inconspicuous area before you go crazy applying it to the whole car, just to ensure that you're getting the results you want. But for protection, the ceramic 3-in-1 works very well on matte in all of my experiences, whether it be matte paint or vinyl.
Yeah, so in general, not ideal for matte or satin finishes because of the abrasive contained. And LT1 Bills, who is our giveaway winner, is another very specific question. How does it interact with existing paint protection products or ceramic coatings already applied to the car? Again, that abrasive is going to marginalize, if not remove, your existing paint protection products. Now, in a tight spot, you had a car that was had a high solids multi-year ceramic coating on it, and you got a paint transfer. That paint transfer is probably marginalizing that protection on that paint anyway. This would be a great product to bust out to minimize that paint transfer, kind of level out the paint around that incident area, leave behind good protection. But it's safe to assume it would remove and or substantially reduce lifespan of anything that was on the paint before applied. Ideally, this is part of a multi-step process or your singular protection step that you're leaving behind in a more thorough correction process. So, there are protection-free product or abrasive-free products that you could layer on top of existing protections without running the risk of marginalizing them.
Yep.
So,
I think last question for this one, what speed do you recommend? I'd say speed 4 to 5 for the majority of your work with that product. Of course, it can withstand speed 6 if you need it, but typically I'll sit right at 5, 4 if you don't need quite as much correction ability, 6 if you really need to amp it up for some spot treatment, but 5 is going to be your main speed.
So we're gonna probably have to condense at least one of these. So
Yeah.
I think we're gonna jump around because the one I've
moving.
seen people asking the most about is our ceramic glass coating. And
Yeah,
I want to talk
definitely.
about that one
Yes.
because we've got a show and tell for that as well.
Yeah, so ceramic glass coating. A lot of you are familiar with our very popular glass sealant. This takes that and really bumps up the durability, specifically on a windshield where you're subjected to wiper abrasion. Glass sealant, that's probably its only weakness is it doesn't hold up well to wiper abrasion. So this product will. It's going to be much more durable on a windshield. You're going to get up to 12 months on a windshield and likely 12 to 24 on any windows or glass that are not being abraded. So side windows, rear windows that don't have wipers, shower doors, glass on your house. That's all going to be closer to that 24-month range, but excellent durability. Still very easy to apply, so it's going to come with 8-ounce bottle of the actual ceramic glass coating. You get a set of nitrile gloves, 3 applicator suedes, and an applicator block. So a lot of you are going to be familiar with these, but you simply take the suede, pinch it into the sides of your block. I'll usually run 2 to 3 lines of product down the suede, and then you apply it to clean glass in a crosshatch pattern. So just like you would with glass sealant or most other glass coatings out there, straight line motions, work up and down, and then switch to side, do those 2 crosshatch passes. Let it set up for 10 minutes. Don't wipe it off. Apply a second coat directly over that using the same method as your first coat. Let that one set up for 10 minutes and then come back and wipe it off with a clean, dry microfiber towel. Really user-friendly in application and wipe off. That was something that we found with a lot of the benchmarks is they're just a pain to wipe off when you get to that point. This product is very easy, simple to wipe off, but has excellent durability. I would say it's going to be equal to or better hydrophobicity and repellency than glass sealant, but you're going to have much better durability than that product. So again, specifically on windshields where you're getting that wiper abrasion that tends to wear down.
Yeah,
protection.
and one of the things that we developed, Sam, I'm going to give you a ton of credit for this. I don't know if it was your idea, but it's one of your spare parts that your wife was probably shouting at you to get rid of, and we had some utility for it. So part of our abrasion testing, if you don't see this happen a lot in our industry, it's a shame, because destruction testing, while it is done by a lot of YouTubers for clicks and likes, and they expose them to all sorts of weird chemicals, ours really focuses on more real-world application, washing and soiling versus, will brake cleaner strip it off?
Yeah.
Which the answer is almost always yes. But this was to simulate true wiper abrasion. So within the pattern, you can actually see the last time we used this was when we validated our scale-up batches performance against some of our developmental and then our numerical codes for our benchmarks as well. So really, we were just putting it on here, introducing water and the abrasion over time, and testing to see if it still remained. I don't know, I guess I'm not perfectly in frame, sorry.
Oh, kinda.
I work with you guys. But yeah, Sam just rigged up a battery to run the simple motor here. So it's not rocket science, but it was important for us to develop something that had abrasion resistance. And I think that was like one of the biggest benefits we could package in this finished product.
Yeah, and it's really challenging to duplicate wiper abrasion without an actual, wiper blade on a glass surface.
Yeah.
So had the extra hatch laying around, and it was pretty easy
laying
to
around.
get that.
Like I said, your wife was
set up.
probably shouting about it, and
It's my last remaining Land Cruiser part.
yeah. And look, it went down in a blaze of glory.
Yeah.
Just a wonderful. Some guy with a Land Cruiser is going to be very grateful to you for
This one
working on
had some
that.
rust in it. That's why it isn't still on the truck, but perfect for this
Yeah.
purpose. So
We had a couple, we have a lot of great questions. We have a lot of questions that are definitely topics that we've covered in other lives, and I'm seeing some names that I haven't seen before. So Leah, you've been asking a lot of questions. There's also a gentleman named Jesse or Jason, who clearly it's his first time here. He's thrown out some names of some of our competitive products, so it looks like he's been in and around detailing and just trying to understand some of the way we talk about things. But really, guys, we have hours and hours of this long form instructional format where we're actually doing more demonstrations, in particular around orbital use, low water cleaning. Whatever topic is pertinent to you, we probably have a couple hours of instruction featuring our products and industry standard terms to try and relate it back to what you might understand or have seen as you're coming from competitors to Griot's Garage. And hopefully when you come to us, you never go back. You never go anywhere else. And if you're unhappy with us, you can always tell us, and we'll do the best to make it right or make our product better as we exemplify time and time again. So thank you if it's your first time here. I love the questions, and I'm hoping that if we don't answer them today, you can find something on our YouTube channel that will help you answer those questions in the near term. And we do these every month. Want to also remind, we had a couple other comments. Black Friday's Friday. We do have sales that are queued up to go. So sign up for our emails, follow us on social. You'll be the first to know. They're good ones. If you're local to Tacoma, you can come to the store. They have some different doorbuster promotions that we can't do nationwide. It's the privilege of being in, our beautiful state that is absolutely miserable to live in right now. It's already dark out. And
try to brighten it up with some good Black Friday promotions.
Yeah, where is the rest of that Land Cruiser? It's gone.
Yeah.
Don't bring it up, guys.
Dave Nyack said that looks similar to my 80 series Land Cruiser hatch. It is off of an 80 series.
Yeah, there's
Don't make me get all sentimental.
there's an empty seat at Sam's Thanksgiving dinner table for that 80 Series Land Cruiser, okay? So you really struck a nerve there. But we're thankful that you had that spare part to help us develop this last
put it to
product.
good use in its second life. Back to glass coating, we had a couple good questions. Prep for this. A lot of you are saying, always polish before you apply a coating. That is best case scenario. It's not always necessary though. If you don't have a durable protection on the glass already and there's no water spots, you may not need to polish. Simply clay the surface and strip it with a good glass cleaner or a product like our Surface Prep Cleanser. That tends to be what I always use to prep for a product like this. Of course, if you do have a coating or any other protectant on the glass already, or you have water spots, you're going to benefit a ton from polishing prior to, whether it be by hand or machine. I think the other question I saw a few times was, how many cars will one kit or one bottle do? You'll get, I would say, 3 to 4 full vehicle applications out of one 8-ounce bottle. A little bit goes a long way. Depending on the size of the car, of course, if you're doing a big Suburban, you might only get 2, maybe 3, depending on how heavy you're applying it.
Also depends on your climate, for goodness sake.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, here in Washington, my regimen is once the lights go out outside, I'm thinking new wiper blades, glass polish, reapply glass sealant. I did this to all 3 cars that I got out my old wagon to put a Christmas tree on it. So it got the benefit of my productivity at that moment. But I still had product left in the bottle. I did a Suburban, my Bronco, and a 1990 station wagon with a ton of glass. Very easy to do, but yeah, polishing is a great reset, in particular if you're going to introduce new wiper blades. I think that's part of the process, but I mean, with the durability of that product, your side vertical, non-abrasion, like your rear windshield, if it doesn't have a rear wiper, you might not have to do it again for a long period of time. I mean, we get more days of rain than sunshine here, so we might be specifically miserable, but
using more than typical. But yeah, you're going to get plenty of applications out of the one bottle. Leah, I think she already won, right? Because she's been asking some really good questions.
And so Jim Bro stopped spamming the chat because I believe we already answered this question, but to specifically address it, what we mentioned is abrasion resistance is going to be the biggest performance difference. Our glass sealant is excellent for water repellency and improving your visibility, but its biggest shortfall is on your windshields and within the wiper patterns. That was the focus of developing this product, to enhance the durability of that characteristic of our glass sealants.
Yeah, and I would say you're going to get about twice the durability, maybe even more than that when compared to standard glass sealant. So that's comparing 2 coats of glass sealant to 2 coats of the new glass coating. Just to clear the air too, this is not a high solids coating. We call it a glass coating because it performs equal to a lot of the high solids coatings out there, but if you're wondering why it's still in a plastic bottle, it is technically not high solids. It does contain SiO2, silicon dioxide, but would not be classified as a high solids, in that you're not going to have to throw away towels that you use to wipe it off. If you leave it open, you're not going to come back to a solid bottle or a bottle full of solids. It will stay in liquid form and so on. So just to make sure there's no confusion about that. But very effective, very user-friendly.
That plays off a question that Ron asked: how quickly does the glass coating have to be used after it's opened? It's not like those high solids coatings where it's going to essentially crystallize in the bottle.
It's not a resin and solids base. But again, we're comping it to some pro grade, high solid coatings, and they weren't a lot to write home about, guys.
Beat out many of them, and it's also much more user friendly.
Yeah, and we had a couple questions about different materials. RV glass, yes. Shower door glass, yes. If it's glass, yes.
Any actual glass, eyeglasses, your phone, your windows on your house, your shower door.
If it is we had somebody ask about headlights. If your headlight lenses are glass, then yes, that is very rare. That is not
older
really
vehicles.
the standard at all. But although, yeah, older vehicles or like very special European bulbs or some editions of cars that kind of had that feature, the answer would be yes. But don't put it on mirrors or your headlights, in particular if they're plastic lenses.
Or Lexan, no motorcycle windshields or race car windshields that are Lexan or plexiglass.
Yeah,
it will etch plastic.
Our plastic all-in-one, if you were brightening up a plastic headlight, that's going to have some ceramic protection package. You're going to get some water driving capability, some hydrophobics out of that. We had another person ask about supplementing its protection with ceramic glass cleaner. Excellent option. We would definitely recommend that, as we recommend with our glass sealant.
Yeah, and it's $19.99 for the kit, so great value, and it will be available this Black Friday.
Woo!
So this week.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Friday. So
Good.
they just got kitted at our Indy facility, so these are ready to go out to you when you place your orders on Friday. So
yeah, I was happy to be part of the development and testing and see some of the stuff you guys are doing. But these past couple days, as it has been, outright misery here.
Yeah.
That's when the car I park in the garage, I've been doing the glass coating. So I've done it three full cars, and I'm very impressed with it. It's super easy to use. If you use our glass sealant, you're gonna have no problem using this product.
Yeah, awesome product.
Okay,
Very
on to the
exciting.
next. We got more. You guys are
More.
running amok in the comments. It looks like Jim Bro's copy and paste button finally got unstuck.
He said thank you. Lots of praying hands.
Yeah. I mean, it's a way to get attention for sure. But,
It worked.
At the same time, Stevie and Julie are extremely diligent about tracking the questions as they come in. So they bring the unique ones in. If you put it 20 times, it doesn't help you outside of poking our eyes.
I did like the bright yellow indicators. I don't have my glasses on today, so.
Yeah, ceramic glass coating will be live this Friday for the Black Friday sale. So if you're keyed up to buy some Griot's Garage products for Black Friday, we can't tell you all the deals, right? Our bean counters, limited it to some specific periods of time. So just sign up for the emails, follow us on social. You're going to see what's up real soon.
Yeah, we got 3 more to get through. So we got hustle.
Let's talk about the fragrances really quick, because we can kind of cover them pretty quickly, I would think.
Yeah, we've had lots of questions about those too. So you guys are familiar with our current Stinky Be Gone sprays. We've got the 5 signature scents. We're bringing those scents to you in brand new vent clips. So clean little vent clips featuring our logo that'll clip onto any interior vent. And then you also have the fragrances in these sweet hangers. So hanging paper air fresheners. These will come in 3 packs of the hangers, singles of the vent clips. And you'll notice some of our favorite cars showed up on the designs of the hangers. So
I had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, so Redline Cherry, that features the detail wagon, which is also on my shirt. So for all you BMW fans or Cherry fans, you get the detail wagon. Light 'em Up is Nick's famous Lincoln. So that's one of my personal favorites. Great fragrance there as well. JDM Squash is akin to a very popular JDM vehicle out there. Also, that's probably my #1 favorite fragrance. Then you have Monkey Gas, which is a sweet beachy bus. And then you have our ISO Revolta for fine leather, which that car features one of the nicest leather interiors you will ever see. So it was fitting for the fine leather fragrance.
Peanut butter guts.
Yeah, but some familiar designs for those hangers. So they got some cultural significance to them, as well as your favorite scent. Again, those are available in all 5. So you get Redline Cherry, Light 'em Up, JDM Squash, Monkey Gas, and Fine Leather. All are going to be good for up to 30 days. Of course, depending on how much you have your air on in your vehicle and how hot it is. High heat will slightly shorten the durability time there. The vent clips are sweet too, because you've just got your membrane seal that you pull off. That activates it, and then you have a lever at the top that you can adjust from all the way closed, which you'll still get a tiny bit of fragrance coming out there when you turn your vents on, to fully open. So you've got your fan on the back that regulates that flow, depending on how strong you like your fragrance. It'll last longer, of course, if you keep it on low versus having it all the way open. But just a nice, simple vent clip there. These work really well on all various types of vent blades.
Yeah, I think standard full bore is 30 days, right? Fully open.
Yep.
And then the charged paper air fresheners, average about 30 days. I've had one in there for in my Bronco for 6 weeks. It's still definitely obvious, but it's not as strong, which is actually kind of the level that I am kind of happy with.
Yeah, same.
Right? It comes out of the package. It's a little bit like, oh man, what am I trying to hide, officer? Not so much so that I smell like that same deviant teenager, but a good durability out of those, and those will be sold as 3-packs. So they're definitely like right in line with competitive pricing. But we did have somebody ask what our favorite scent is. I think if you polled the group, you'd probably have different answers. But the scents that are in those formulas are really derivative of some of the most traditional classic scents of Griot's Garage products. You're gonna have to smell them to figure out what product it's making you think about. But JDM Squash is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's the most throwback scent to a period of time in my life when those things were all over the place. And my buddies,
first car had one.
Fast and Furious, absolute fart exhaust Integra. I know exactly what the interior of that car smelled like. And then Light 'Em Up is definitely a more masculine, very, very commonly replicated scent, but ours is refined.
Yeah.
Yeah, Light 'Em Up is like,
Very
if you think
refined.
of Black Ice as being like a younger guy that kind of goes out and parties a little bit, Light 'Em Up is kind of like a refined businessman that like is just, there's something intriguing about him. You just can't figure it out.
Mysterious.
It's like the difference between like vape pens and like a Cuban cigar, right?
Yeah.
Like
Difference
that-
between like Axe body spray and a nice subtle cologne.
Chanel No. 5. Yeah, that's perfume, but whatever. We took our time to make sure that you guys wouldn't be embarrassed putting these in your cars, and or that we grow somebody up at an accelerated rate, right?
Yeah. We got a couple comments about monkey gas. M. Hiddleton, sounds like your wife's pretty cool. He said, my wife's made 100 jokes about monkey gas. It is her favorite though. So
That's a great scent.
You got the monkey gas reference.
Yeah.
Or your wife did. Somebody else asked, what the heck is monkey gas? So, if monkeys have gas, it's going to smell like monkey gas.
Yeah, maybe not.
It's tropical.
Yeah, like we're basing that perceived scent upon their diet, which would be largely tropical fruits. It will take you to a nice place. It won't take you to,
We're thinking probably like
where your brain went. All right?
capuchin monkeys, not chimpanzees, maybe.
It's a pun game we're playing here, folks. All right. All right.
But pretty funny and closely akin to some of our
and
product fragrances.
we say monkey gas is a horrible name. I don't care. We're having fun.
No,
Like,
it's a great name.
If it makes you giggle and like somebody's like, "Ooh, your car smells nice. What is that?" Monkey gas. Like you're gonna smile at each other.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Well, the
come
whole
on.
point was to invoke curiosity.
Yeah.
Monkey gas.
And
What's
trust
that?
me, if you can peg where that scent comes from in Griot's Garage products, like it's a winner.
Yeah.
Like, no doubt. You've smelled this a couple times over and you're like, oh, I really like that. Right?
Yeah.
Am I outside cleaning my car? No, I'm in it, driving to work. Okay.
And scent is the strongest sense tied to memory. So hopefully, if you pick one of these up, it'll remind you of your favorite Griot's Garage product and how much you enjoy using that.
All right, let's cover our last product, and then we got to do one more giveaway, and then we'll remind you on our segue outlook. I mean, you guys have asked so many questions, so thank you guys so
Yes.
much. We're going to give this all back to you with this Black Friday and Cyber Monday sale, I promise you. So
We got 2 more products too, so we got to
and
be
we
quick.
will be back in less than a month on December 18th, Santa and the Elf. So that'll be me and Richard, guess the roles. And Santa is very generous. So if you didn't get something for free today, hopefully we make it right with a really great Black Friday and Cyber Monday sale for you all. And then if you leave empty-handed after that, or you start an argument with the significant other about how much you're gonna spend, come back and beg on your hands and knees to Santa. He'll probably give you something on December 18th.
Oh yeah.
And then again,
Easy
check
to
out some of
twist
our
his
other
arm.
lives in the interim for some of you that are here for the first time. Like we've definitely put a lot of time into these. All right, last product, silicone-free detailer. So if you guys have used Griot's Garage products for some time, we do detailers pretty damn good. Speed Shine, celebrating its 30th year. It's always been near the top, if not the top, in terms of outright performance expectations for a quick detail spray.
Yep.
All-time classic, #1 selling product in the history of the company. We best to show detailer, excellent for finish enhancement, high heat, direct sunlight applications, ceramic Speed Shine, right? The slickness and fast flashing of Speed Shine with a ceramic, additive to enhance surface protection as well as finish. So the last thing we had is, as we built our business around the Boss line extending into more professional realms, we've partnered with some high-end refinishing shops or restoration shops, custom builders, right? They're cleaning their cars up in the same space where they're doing paint work.
Yeah.
One of the requirements that really was driven out of necessity to have our products in that space was a silicone-free product. Silicone is not the dirty word that you think it is. It is in a lot of different forms, and there's lots of different grades. But any silicone-derived product in a paint space could settle on a finish that is prepped or curing and cause some really negative effects for that refinishing process. So it's just like persona non grata in a paint shop. And then likewise, for the same reason we talked about Rinseless and that protection-free cleaning capability, having anything that interferes with your base protection, say the hydrophobics of a ceramic product, may not be ideal. Likewise, matte and satin finish, PPFs. We don't want anything to interfere or change the appearance of those. This product has a lot of utility for all those applications. And ultimately, it comes back to our ability to deliver on what a quick detailer should be. Slick, safe for light contaminant removal, fast flashing, easy to dry up. And I don't know, is there much more to say about that?
I mean, residue-free, I think, is one of the things that makes ours stand out. That's one of the benefits of taking silicone out of something, is there's less left behind on the finish, which means it's more residue-free. So even if you're a little haphazard or working quickly with that product, it leaves behind very little, if any, residue at all. Like Nick said, it flashes really nice and quickly while also providing enough working time and really good lubricity. Man, overall, hard to beat. I mean, we again put that up next to all of the most popular benchmarks in the industry. A lot of household names and products that have been out in that environment for a very long time, and I think we knocked them out of the park.
This is not like a boom growth category like a ceramic detailer was a few years ago. This is really driven out of necessity for those unique applications.
Yep.
And ultimately, we hold it to the same standard of all of those other products that I mentioned, which have fantastic reputations. So in my mind, there's not a ton of explaining behind it outside of, if you've been looking for this type of product from us, we now have it. And I also want to speak to where there's a couple questions, and it's important to address, like, oh, if this one's silicone-free, like how much silicone do the other products have? There's the goal in including silicone, and the reason I differentiated the grades and amount, is some really inexpensive products will give you your finish enhancement simply by adding additional silicone to something like a detailer. Man, it fills, it hides, it makes your surface look good, but it's smeary, it's not the best thing to be cleaning with. In no scenario do our other products contain enough silicone to get those negative effects. It might just be a tiny amount to increase lubrication, But we've always opted for carnauba as part of the finish enhancement, or the polymer package, the ceramic intermediate as part of the speed shine to do the heavy lifting for enhancement. But any inclusion of that ingredient in a product like this for a body shop is a no-go.
Yeah.
So it just has to come out. We have to work around it.
I don't remember if you mentioned it already, but it's also safe on fresh paint. So typically you want to give the paint time to off-gas and fully cure. You're not able to use any products on top of that until then, and this would be safe to use in that instance. And then did we mention clay lube as well? We've had a few questions about that.
Oh, no, we did not.
Great as a clay lube. So yeah, it's ready to use. Don't need to dilute it or anything, but exceptional clay lube. It's also great. I've been using it as a clay lubricant when I'm prepping a vehicle that I'm going to be detailing further. Because it's not leaving anything else behind, so really good solution for that.
Yeah,
well.
a lot of questions too about drying aid. Sure, it's just going to add lubrication. Will it enhance like best of show? No. We just kind of spoke to what it will do, which is really no enhancement at all. It's just a safe way to wipe down cars without leaving anything behind. And that, to your point, before you polish a car, like you could use ceramic speed shine as a clay lubricant, but then you're imparting ceramic protection, you're paying a premium price. Why would you ever do that?
Yeah.
Right. So this is a way for a true utilitarian detailer that'll act as your lubricant, increase your safety, but you're not getting finish enhancement. You're just opening the door to unique finishes that need the same safety of a detailer.
Yeah.
So by no means, and I'll say this emphatically, this product is for specific uses.
Yes.
This is not something that we are telling you as the end consumer. If you have a detail spray you like and causes you no problems, you probably don't need this product. But we have developed it at the behest of our professional customers that demand it.
Yeah.
And it's important to us because it was a gap in our line. And if you have that use case, and you're going elsewhere, we don't want that.
Nope.
We'd rather be the ones selling you the very best silicone-free detailing product on the planet. So just want to be perfectly clear. This is not a trade out of your current favorite detailer. This is, I'm in a jam and I need a safe Griot's Garage product to do my wipe down, and it's got to be silicone-free. Boom, we got your solution.
That's the one.
Also to clarify, CaneTube V1 asked if it was safe on Alcantara. This is an exterior surface detailer, not interior.
Yes.
Exterior
Very
only.
much so.
It's very competitive as well, price-wise. You're at $12.99 for the 22 ounce and $34.99 for the gallon. So pretty inexpensive when it comes to detailers, especially if you're buying it by the gallon. We missed the price on the Stink Be Gone vent clips and hangers. So $5.99 for a 3-pack of the hangers. Again, that's a 3-pack of each individual scent, and then $5.99 for the singles of the vent clips. So $5.99 for both. Hangers, you get a 3-pack. Vent clips, you get the single. And then those will be out. Yeah, I think we already said Black Friday for those. Silicone-free detailer, we're looking at February of 25 for that one as well. So last but not least, we'll cover this real quick. Our new Easy Reach detailing wand. So this is a vastly improved, more ergonomic version of the window wands you guys have seen out there. It's going to feature double shot rubber on the handle, very ergonomic grip. And what really makes this one excel, you have a padded foam head and then the PFM bonnet. So it comes with 2 PFM window cleaning bonnets or glass cleaning bonnets, and then you get 1 microfiber duster bonnet. So it can be used on glass surfaces, obviously, with the PFM glass cleaning bonnets, or you can use it to dust your dash and other interior surfaces with the microfiber dusting bonnet. So again, another versatile tool added to the Griot's lineup, fully branded, of course, designed in-house.
Did you do my favorite feature?
I don't think I did
The
yet.
extension?
The removable.
Yeah.
So yeah, it features a removable end so that you can thread in any standard broom handle, threaded or paint pole, anything with standard broom handle threads. Works with our telescoping wash pole. So for getting, you know, if you have a really big SUV or truck, or for getting windows around the house that are harder to reach, you can throw that pole on the end. Gives you tons more reach to get all the high, hard to reach areas. Really,
Yeah, I mean, just overall upgrade, ergonomics, introducing the PFM material. Man, with all the modern cars, I mean, my Bronco's an upright one.
Yeah,
But like
yeah,
they've gone all tilted windshields
Yep.
for aerodynamic purposes, and it's just more and more tight spots. So
and rear windows.
my, you know, the anger sharks are swimming in my head when I'm glass
Yeah.
cleaning on my wife's car, because
Yeah.
it's like the last surface I'm trying to avoid. And I
100%.
get out and look at it, I'm like, oh, that spot right down there. I need one of those things.
Can't miss any spots.
Yeah, so a couple more clarifying questions just for you guys. Again, this cam, we're 2 minutes delayed for when your stuff goes through. We had questions about pricing, we answered them. Clay lubricant, definitely a good application. We kind of spoke to like your cost management relative to a process, in particular if you're a pro, how a less expensive detailer with less of those kind of features, finish enhancement and or ceramic protection package, allowing us to price this more aggressively and not things you want to pay for ahead of, you know, polishing all those things right off. Those are great use cases for this, but
Yeah,
in
100%.
particular, the scenarios that we outlined are the why behind this. And somebody even asked, could you prime a pad on a rotary with something like this? Yeah, ideal for that, right? I mean, that's the space where if you're using a rotary in a refinishing process in a paint shop and you like priming it with a lubricant-rich liquid, there you go, no problem.
Yeah.
All right, few questions. Leo Vitek asked, how long is the wand? It's 18 inches. And then Pinoy Car and Bike Guy 88 asked, any plans for a telescopic handle for the wand? It does fit on our telescoping handle for the wash mop stick kit and boar's hair, so you can purchase that separately if you'd like for extended reach.
Our telescoping wash pole,
Sorry.
the product name.
Yeah.
TV.
Listen to Sam, not me. And then Cane Tube V1 asked replacement bonnet cost, and you can buy a pack of 3 of the glass bonnets for $9.99 or a pack of 2 of the microfiber duster bonnets, also $9.99.
Perfect. I didn't have that. And the wand itself is $24.99.
Yeah.
So $19.99.
Gosh,
I misread there.
look at you, already wheeling and dealing.
Tons of value. And
Don't listen to Sam.
We got a long list. We got different sizes of bottles on this thing too. So I was
mid-January
double check.
availability. So
Yeah.
that'll be ready soon as well.
So let's recap that one more time. And again, goodness gracious, guys, I want to say Thanksgiving's Thursday. I'm really glad we did this week. I'm thankful for you all.
Yeah, very.
I'm so happy to
very.
get to come to work with such an amazing team of people that share the same passion that my dad did starting this company. And maybe I was cursed with that passion, but I love working with you
No.
all y'all behind the screen, Stevie,
Aw.
Julie, Kevin, and Matt. And all you guys on the other side of this video, thank you so much for everything you've done for Griot's Garage. And we'll continue to work on your behalf and make our stuff better and help you have fun in your garage. But we'll just reiterate that Black Friday is going to be special. So sign up for our emails or follow us on social. Those sales will be great. We will have another live just about a month from now on December 18th, right here on the YouTube channel. Santa and the Elf, we're going to be very generous, or Santa is. I'm going to be probably flush red with embarrassment for all the BS he's going to dump on me, as normal.
Wouldn't be a Christmas live without it.
Yeah, but this is really the balance of the portfolio that we launched at SEMA. And just to kind of recap what we covered and availability, I'm not going to go through all the prices right now. The Rinseless wash, intended launch date, February of 25. The Boss Ceramic All-in-One, likewise, February of 2025. The Stinky Be Gone air fresheners, the paper, and the vent clips are going to be available for Black Friday for this upcoming sale. So you can throw a couple of those.
You can even hang them on your Christmas tree if you wanted to.
Yeah. And then the Easy Reach detailing wand will be available in mid-January of 25. The wash bucket and accessories will be March of 25. Ceramic, vinyl, and rubber is live right now. You can pick that up on Friday. And then silicone-free detailer will be February 25. And then the ceramic glass coating will also be available on Friday. So that's a lot.
Yeah, buddy.
And you know we've always got more. A non-busy product developer is an unemployed product developer. So we'll keep them coming, y'all. And thank you all for coming out. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everybody.
Have fun in your garage.
Thanksgiving.
Have fun in your garage.
And happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Crystal clear vision in the pouring rain. One easy coat, then buff off the haze. It keeps me rolling for hundreds of days. From the top to the sides, even the rear glass shines. This coating's my buddy, it's got my back all the time. Safety and style, it's the best kind of deal. When the road gets rough, I've got ceramic steel with more green. Oh, the bead rolls away, yeah, the bead rolls away. Raindrops running, dirt can't play. Griot ceramic keeps my windshield okay. So if you're driving blind in the stormy night, grab Griot's glass coating and make it right. Treat your windshield like you treat your paint. With this kind of care, your blues just ain't. Griot's Rinseless wash came to the rescue fast. 1 ounce and 2 gallons, mix it up right. Grab a microfiber towel and fight the good fight. No hose, no worries, just a bucket in hand. Wipe it down, dry it off. My ride looks so grand, gloss so bright, it's a waterless win. With Griot's Rinseless wash, I'm clean again. Polymers are magic, they're slick and so rad. Dirt just lifts away, it's the best I've ever had. Perfect for garages or out in the drought. No water zones, no problem, I'll still wash it out. Collector cars, classic rides and pre-paint prep. This wash keeps them safe, 0 regrets. No hose, no worries, just a bucket in hand. Wipe it down, dry it off, my ride looks so grand. Gloss so bright, it's a waterless win.